Hello, I'm Dillykins and welcome to the Dillykins 2 channel. And recently we actually have defeated or beaten Dark Souls 1 for the first time. And I'm actually going to be waiting out all of the bosses in this episode, or this episode actually. This trial is just gonna be weighted on my decision, not your decision. If there's like any bosses that could be a little bit in a different spot, let me know down in the comment section. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got on our trial is amazing fight, fun fight, good fight, or awful. Okay, so we actually are pretty sure like some of these are actually is weighted on the same. I actually thought that was like lined up actually. Okay, so I'm actually gonna be going by the list as we got on the order that we actually have defeat them. Alright, so the first boss we actually did was the Asylum Demon and the Undead Asylum. To be honest, this fight was I may actually be doing this a little bit more different than fun. Is easy. I want to say good probably will be fun. I probably would say fun. Awful is probably like the most easiest fight ever, and it was kind of like hard actually. Amazing's like probably like my favorite boss out of the whole game actually. Okay, so it was Asylum Demon. To be honest, Asylum Demon was really easy actually. I'm pretty sure you guys know, I did play as a Pyromancer. A lot of people actually were saying I should have went for Pyromancer. Anyway, a lot of people actually did not know that. A lot more later whenever I got into Blight Town and into like the depths, into like the Tombs of the Giants, a lot of people was in chat, even on TikTok chat, that I actually sort of went Pyro. And I just never really done any like pyromancy spells. We did kind of a little bit do it in the starting bosses, but it really wasn't that much a necessary thing I really needed actually. No matter, it was my first time kind of getting into like the title of the franchise of Dark Souls. No matter, we had played Elden Ring. We kind of did the Elden Ring Night Rain that has some of the Dark Souls bosses. Only like a small handful of the Dark Souls bosses was in Night Rain, so that's why we actually got into Dark Souls. Also, a Dark Souls 2 marathon stream will be coming really soon actually, over on Twitch and TikTok actually. Alright, so next was the Tourist Demon. The funny thing is, when I actually put the I posted the Tourist Demon on TikTok actually, a lot of people say that this was an easy fight because there was like a part of the wall, the ramparts wall, that you actually could trick the Tourist Demon to fall off the bridge actually. I did not know that. This fight was probably like the first like hard, kind of like difficult fight actually, but this fight was to me. No matter, it's like, yeah, you was like in a really close space pathway on the top of the wall of the undead Borge, like I want to say castle actually. It's kind of what it kind of a little bit felt like, but yeah, the Tourist Demon was to me. I would definitely say that. Next was the goggles, the bell goggles. I would say Let me actually put a hard. That's what I probably will do. Just for fun. Just for fun, chat. Just for fun. The bill goggles wasn't bad. Honestly, it really wasn't. It kind of threw me off that I actually thought it was only gonna be like one fight, but it was actually just was one goggle. I did not realize it was actually gonna be like 2 goggles. Whenever you kind of like gotten like half of the first goggles health to like halfway mark, that's when the second one comes in. That one kind of came out at like surprise actually. I would say this one was a I probably put it more as a fun boss fight. I just don't like the goggle like hindrances and like Elden Ring. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. Okay, next we actually managed to do was the Moonlight Butterfly. Where are you? There you are. This one was an easy fight. This was basically probably right over the Asylum Demon actually, because the Moonlight Butterfly, a lot of people say you need to learn how to roll, you had to do all this and that. Moonlight Butterfly, the majority of the time I was just throwing fireballs, and then when we got to like the little bridge, we just started hitting it. We kind of already know what its moveset was just coming into that fight. But that fight was kind of like low-key easy actually. And to was Moonlight Butterfly, we managed to go down to the lowest section of the undead bugs to do the Kappa Demon. We actually managed to do the method that a lot of people actually say that the Kappa Demons actually was pretty easy. If you just go up the stairs, just trying to defeat the 2 dogs, and then you can actually drop down to like the above head jump attack on the Kappa Demon. That's basically what we did. Yeah, the Kappa Demon was another easy fight. But here's the thing, the majority of these fights, we was coming, I think it was coming into the Kappa Demon, we was so overleveled. It was crazy. The Kappa Demon, we managed to get down into the depths to do the Gaping Dragon. The Gaping Dragon is probably was more one of the serious bosses. The Gaping Dragon was an amazing fight. It was an easy fight, but it was an amazing fight, actually. Nothing to say about the Gaping Dragon, actually. Next, after the Gaping Dragon, it was the Chaos Witch. Yes, the Chaos Witch. Low-key, everyone was chat was being unhinged when now they had to be unhinged on unhinged. This fight was fun actually. It was another easy. Majority of these bosses was easy. There is some of these bosses was difficult. Not gonna lie. Some of these bosses were difficult, but so far, majority of these bosses was easy. I think I'm probably put this one on amazing because you get to see tits in it in this boss, basically. Low-key weird because she's a half spider, half woman, human actually. So I will probably say amazing. Probably on top of the Gaping Dragon actually. That's where I probably will place it at actually. I've been the Chaos Witch. We managed to get into, I believe, to Sin's Fortress. We actually did do the Great Grey Wolf. Another easy fight actually. A lot of people actually was telling me whenever we was about to get into the DLC, say please tell me that you actually done great the Great Grave Wolf, because the Covenant key, the ring that the Sylph dropped was gonna be like really good to be able to progress throughout the game, and that's just like really good to like beat the game too. Yeah, Great Grey Wolf, it was another boss that really was super overpowered and over-leveled, actually. I did do a stream that was just dedicated with soul farming. That's how we done it, actually. Okay, so after the Great Grey Wolf, we did manage to go back to the Undead Asylum and taken out the Stray Demon. Alright, so where is the Stray Demon? There he is. I actually will say that this one was a pain in the ass. Low key. I actually kind of went into that fight like really confident because it was gonna be kind of similar to the Asylum Demon, but what actually threw me off is that every single swing move, it has that big AoE attack that kind of threw me off guard. It actually killed me like so many times, actually. Yeah, this was like probably like the first boss that was really difficult, I would say. I don't think we actually will need the awful. Yes, we probably will do. Need the awful. The more I'm thinking about it, saying I don't think we actually need the awful till. But yeah, the Stray Demon was probably like one of those bosses that kind of threw me off guard, actually. That it took us a few tries to defeat it, actually. Low key. After that was the Island Golem. Awful. It was just such an awful fight. It was easy too, but it was awful. This boss was so easy. It's crazy. Okay? Whenever we get into Andolando, that's basically when the game gets more difficult, basically. Beyond after the bosses after the Iron Golem, that's when the game's like difficult boosts up to basically to 11, basically. Iron Golem was his moves, his swing, he's just gonna miss any other way because how huge he is. If you actually just attack his feet, he's just going to pause there, and then the more you hit him, he's gonna fall, and that's basically his whole fight. Like, he literally can't do anything because how big he is. If you're just not paying attention on his first swing, yeah, that's probably like the only thing that probably can kill you is that first swing. But if you just start walking forward or running forward, he's just gonna miss it any other way. Yeah, the Iron Golem is just a too easy fight, actually. We did not have to heal up on that or anything like that, actually. This one's gonna be a little questionable. I'm pretty sure you saw the short that I actually posted. The Dark Sun, how am I going to do this? This was really questionable because we was exploring around Endolando. We was online, and then I actually got a cutscene of the Dark Sun death scene. Now, we was not even in the fight. It did change the whole thing of the game because we couldn't run with any of the friendly NPCs, actually. Yeah, we actually like had to like. Yeah, so basically it was a hack. A boy, I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember the Praise the Sun main character, his name. Soler, yes, Soler. That's like the most unfortunate thing that happened. Like Soler died. Even the Onion Knights, dude. I'm just referencing like some characters over from Elden Ring, so just overheal that actually. Yeah, like every single one and everything and everyone in Analondo like died basically. Even currently, the hot dummy mommy princess actually died too. We did not manage to get to see her tits either, so it is what it is. But I would say questionable hacked. That's what I will probably do. Got hacked. I probably said hacked. Because a lot of people saying that if you do play online on the Londo, there's usually is hackers around on the Londo that's just gonna hack other people's games. Somehow they do it to defeat the Dark Sun, basically. That's how, we didn't even manage to fight it, but we did manage to get the achievement though. I didn't manage to get the covenants for it either, so that's why I'm decided to try to 100% it when I'm playing it offline, to try to get everything actually. The Dragon Slayer Orsten in the Executor's March. This fight was a fucking amazing fight. Just gonna go ahead and say that. A lot of people say this fight is top notch. Honestly, this fight was fucking amazing. Easy, too. No matter if you've seen the clip, it was really easy. Soon over on the Dillykins channel, you guys will see the fight actually, but just be well, it was an amazing fight. It was an easy fight. We defeated them in one time. We did not die or any bit of it. So yeah. Next was Pinwheel. I put Pinwheels at It was another one of those easy over-leveled fights. And plus, it was like another awful fight because Pinwheel is kind of similar to Iron Golem actually. That's what I probably was saying. Yeah, that would. I may actually put Orsten in the fun. That's what I probably would do. The Painted World or Artemis, that was the Crosby seller. To be honest, this kind of threw me off guard because I did not know that the whole time you had to know what you're looking for to do this fight. This fight was an fight because the majority of the times it was invisible. You had to pay attention to like the snow where her footsteps are at. And sometimes it's weird. That fight was it was an fight to me. It really was. Actually, I can't even speak right now. It's a optional boss, actually. I did not know that, but yeah, but Scylla was a boss. I probably put her at It wasn't awful. It was an fight. Next, after the Scylla was the Four Kings. This fight was badass, actually. Kind of trippy at the same time because he was in the abyss and all you can see is pure darkness, and the pure darkness can throw you off how far away the kings are at with your character. You can probably look like you're like right there, like right next to you. And then if you like swing, you basically miss. It's like, oh, I'm like a few inches or like a few meters off them. I was like, you look like you're like right on top of them. Yeah, the Four Kings was a fucking amazing fight. Love it, actually. It can be a little difficult because you have to have the Abyss walking wing that you do get. I think you actually do get it from Wolf Sif, if I'm not correct. I'm probably wrong on that. I probably am wrong on that, but that's what I'm actually thinking. Next was the Creaseless Discharge. Yeah, it was another easy fight because once you had to go all the way in its lair, you had to pick up the armor, and then you basically just had to run all the way back to the gate, to the boss gate, and then you just had to let him follow you all the way back to the gate actually. And in the part of that lava lake that he's at, it waterfalls into a cliff, and he's just gonna be hanging there with just like his arms. You just had to hit him like maybe like a few times, and then he just fully falls and dies. Yeah, that boss was another easy boss. It's crazy that a lot of people does not know that method. So yeah, it was another easy boss. We had no problems with it actually. He did hit like a tank though. Just insane. Next was the Demon Fire Sage. The Demon Fire Sage is literally just like the Sage Demon, but he does fire and has fire powers.
I was just parking my car and then I saw you.
Now I actually kind of understand the layout from the Stray Demon to the Demon Fire Sage actually. The Demon Fire Sage was a little bit more easier because I kind of knew that it's basically was the same thing. It just had fire powers basically.
So much. Oh, it dropped off the screen. Could you sign it again?
It was an fight, to be honest. It's just like a duplicate fight from the Stray Demon. It does have the AoB swing move that kind of can throw you off guard. If you guys know a strategy to like avoid that, yeah, it'd be perfectly fine actually. Yeah, Demon Fire Sage was no problem. Another thing is, this was another annoying ass boss because how easy it is. But it's so fucking annoying. Because how easy it is. What's the annoying part is because all of the bullshit that the boss gives to you, Elja, is the bed of chaos. Where am I gonna put the bed of chaos at? Here's the thing. Once you slide into the arena, you have two oars on the back of the boss. You add one to the left or to the right, either side you will have to do. You get into the ore, you start breaking out some branches, and then you have like a chain that leads to an anchor that actually puts out like a chaos flame out. It's kind of like a tentacle basically. And then the funny thing is, once you do that on whatever side you start off, you close off the game, or like you go back to the main menu, and then you open the game back up, and then you start back at the gate. You slide back in. Okay, so you're still on phase 2. Go for the other ore. But here's the thing, it kind of gives... This is when the bullshit kind of start coming in. This may be spoilers, actually, but just hear me out, actually. The floor will start crumbling down. You will start getting some huge freaking swings from the boss can literally has an insane throwback. Can actually knock you off and get you killed. But you literally just had to make your way to this other ore, break the branches in the other anchor, and then phase 3 comes in. You do the same thing. After you break that other branch, you close off the game, reboot it, you go back in there. But here's the other thing. You have now 2 Chaos Flame Tentacles, or Sith, I would say. And also you have like the original branches tentacles that before the Chaos Flames came in. And then you literally had to start making your way into the center of the boss. That's when this part can be a little bit tricky and a little bit of another annoying part, because once you get close to the middle, you will have to jump down into where the floor crumbles, and there are going to be branches. Excuse me. There will have to be branches that you actually will have to land on to be able to make your way to the center of the boss. And then you got more branches until you make your way all the way to a teeny tiny little lava bug and just kill it. Such a big, insane boss for a teeny tiny little bug. That's what it makes it annoying, but it was a fun fight, to be honest. That's why it was like the most annoying ass boss. So that's why. Okay, next is the Centipede Demon. Actually, low key, I actually did miss this before we actually kind of started to get into the Duke Archives. Actually, the Centipede Demon was another one of those bosses that was. It did took us like 2 to 3 times to do, but it was a fun boss. What took us. Why it took us a few times, because the bullshit lava that's in the arena, but the majority of the time you just try to make sure you can be able to lure the Centipede Demon to a certain spot of the arena so you can be able to do damage. That's like the most BS part about it. But yeah, Centipede Demon was another boss, was from Elden Ring Nightmare. I kind of know what I was getting into that fight. So, yeah. We managed to get into the Dark Archives, and we actually had to take on Sith the Scalus. Low-key hated the Crystal Cave of the cabin because I like the invincible pathways, but thank you for some veterans actually told me like every single like invincible path was straight on anyway. There was like no taunts or anything like that. And Sith. I actually did like you a lot. I put you probably in an amazing fight. That's what I probably would do. Yeah, Sith was an amazing fight. It was a beautiful fight too. I think it's because how like the colors are and stuff like that. Such a beautiful boss also. So this is when we actually kind of started bleeding into the DLC, but there's one boss we actually managed to do before we actually managed to get into the DLC, was Netto. Oh my god, the Tomb of Giants was so fucking a pain in the fucking ass, dude. The Tomb of Giants was a fucking pain in the fucking ass because it's so pitch black. I actually kind of did a noob thing and then I managed to use the lantern from the necromancers from the catacombs to use the light to pass the light up the path into the tombs of the giants. What actually made this harder is I did not manage to use a divine weapon for this boss. I did not know that a divine weapon actually can permanently kill skeletons. once you do destroy a skeleton with a normal weapon, it can absorb its back together. What I did not know, a divine weapon, if you just like defeat a skeleton with a divine weapon, it's permanently dead. I did not know that. But what made it annoying is this was the boss that actually has ads with it, and those ads would just swarm you like really easily. No matter they're like those tall, intimidating skeletons too. But what make it really annoying, because I like to hit in the back and stuff, and sometimes just don't get locked on and just trying to swing. I did not know that Mentos' clothes, you cannot do damage by hitting the clothes. It had to be face on. So that's what it made it kind of a little bit difficult for me, because this boss did took us a few times to do. Just saying. Just saying. And I believe it is now time to get into the DLC, the Sentry Guardian. It was another easy boss. We actually defeated the Sentry Guardian one shot, actually. No problems at all. We just had to figure out the movesets a little bit, but we actually got it on one side, actually. And now it is time for everyone's favorite boss, that is the Knight Artelius, the Abyss Walker. Hard boss, but a really fun boss at the same time, and fucking amazing. This is like top tier boss. Top fucking tier boss. Such a badass boss. I used to think his moveset was so easy to remember, it's crazy. But what's really can throw you off is like, it doesn't give you like enough like time to heal, because he can do like some serious dashes and stuff. That's what can make that what made Artelius so fucking hard to do, because it took us like a few tries to do. Took us a stream to do, but we did have some problems with Artelius. Just saying, he was such a badass boss too. And also coming into the DLC was the Black Dragon Calamite. A lot of people saying that the Black Dragon Calamite is actually like the hardest boss. It was an boss. The telekinetic grab that he literally levitates you in the air and then like slams you. According to what I was told, it was supposed to be a one shot. We actually upstand that move a few times in that fight. It did took us a few times to defeat him, but this was another one of this fight that I actually did not lock on to. I just started swinging underneath, like in between his legs, and we managed to defeat him. He was an fight to me. Just saying.
Let's talk.
Maybe a lot of people probably have like a different appearance on that, but
gloriously uninterrupted music.
yeah, so Black Dragon Calamite was an fight. Man was the father of the Abyss. What made this boss such a fucking pain in the fucking ass is that if you are not human, you have to free Sif. Actually did not know in lore, Sif is actually Knight Artelius's dog. And you can actually rescue like I think it's like an alternate Pale Dog's form of Sif actually, because I called him when I was told the DLC is like in the future actually, and I may be wrong on that. And if you hollowed, good luck doing that boss by yourself. If you have humanity and go human, you can actually summon Sif. Sif can actually distract Manwis, you can be able to heal. I did hold that Sylph can basically be able to defeat it with no problems, but Sylph was just like, oh, I'm going to distract him, but you're gonna do the majority of the work. Just gonna go ahead and let you guys know. Yeah, Mentor's the Father of the Abyss was another one of those hard bosses. I'm gonna say his play was harder than Neto and the Stray Demon. Low-key. He wasn't, I'm gonna say he wasn't as bad as Arterius though. And it's now time that I actually got frustrated the most because a lot of people say, oh, this boss was really easy because you can parry him. Here's the thing, the whole playthrough, I did not parry at all. Until a little bit later on, I had to learn on some Black Knights to make way to Glenn, the Lord of Cinder. Yes, this boss was annoying because how stupidly easy it can be. That plus a lot of people said I can use the Hornet Wing to basically double the damage of the parry stand break I was doing to Glenn. That's what made it so freaking annoying. It was a fun fight because it was annoying. But yeah. That's probably like another reason why that I put Glenn, the Lord of Cinder, and fun and annoying because how stupid and easy it is. But probably whenever I get into my second playthrough, that's kind of what I'm doing off stream. I'll find it 100% it. But majority of it is just buying sorceries and upgrading the weapons. Actually, is. I may be going after Glenn, the Lord of Cinder again to do the flame ending because I actually did the Lord of Darkness ending on my first playthrough. And that is my... It was the real coincidence that we actually are listening to the Glenn, Lord of Cinder theme. So ending this here, chat. Hope you guys stay enjoying.